One of the other things that we rejoice whenever we watch the marathon or we see track and field, we always know that an Ethiopian is either going to win or place very high. And so we know that athletics, and if you've ever climbed up to the Blue Nile Falls, you'll find out whether you're in shape or not. But Stanley Cutchins and others in our church have come together to provide uniforms. And these are soccer uniforms for some of the teams that are in Ethiopia to support their strengthening in terms of athletics. So whether it's athletics, education, healthcare, economics, we're pledged to work with the nation of Ethiopia because we are named for Ethiopia. It is the place of our birth. And we also want to be clear about the fact that because we focus on Ethiopia does not mean that we're not interested in all of Africa. The African Union is in Ethiopia. Haile Selassie represented Ethiopia and the African continent so well across the world. So our parochialism where Ethiopia is concerned is only because these are our brothers and sisters for whom we're named. But our general effort is for the continent of Africa and for its upliftment, because as Africa rises or falls, so do we. I remember, and I hope that everyone will remember this evening, especially those of the members of Abyssinian Church. We are making history. You heard Alam and Professor Ford and Professor Isaacs refer to events in the past. Now, many people will not look at this as they should. They will see a group of African people getting together for Black History Month and think it's another celebration, but it's much deeper than that. It's the beginning of a real, true friendship that will last long after many of us are gone. And we cannot let it slip through our fingers. We must continue to work. We must continue to build. The last thing I want to say is ours is a spiritual connection. We're 200 years old as the Abyssinian Baptist Church. Ethiopia, Abyssinian, is the oldest Christian nation in the world. And we recognize that God is stretching forth her hands, that Ethiopia is stretching forth her hands unto God. Now, as I mentioned the Christian faith, I must also mention the fact that while in Ethiopia we discovered that Christians and Muslims work very well together, work very closely together. And I want to thank my Muslim brothers and sisters who embraced us and treated us so well. So what you see here is a growing unity, a coming together of peoples, of forces, of spirituality, and a recognition that in the final analysis, this whole event, the presentation of this painting, the invitation of the ambassador, Asafa, the glorious celebration that we're all going to enjoy in a few minutes with a little injera and some other corn and some cornbread, you know, we're going to put them both together. All of these things equal our recognition that God is in charge, that there's a divine energy moving behind us. Now, I'm not going to talk much longer, but before I go, I want us to listen carefully for just a moment. I'm going to ask Charmaine to come back. Brother Davis, you're going to play for her. And I want you to hear the song that she's singing. It's one of our great spirituals, and it has great meaning, not only for us as an African people, but for the entire world and our leadership in that world. So thank you, Ambassador Safa, Excellency. I love you. You're a good man. Thank you to the artist, Brother Dowd. Thank you so much. God bless you. And thank you one and all for being here with us this evening.